Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 170 of Moogle Go Round Radio. We're back! Yeah, we're back, Paul. We're back. We're back. After the standard 2 weeks we normally do.
When will this meme end?
When we're not back.
One of these days, I'm just going to take a month off. See what happens. Then you can say
it. Man, what would I do with no podcasts?
Let me think. You still got your PlayStation podcast. You still got your Soundbites podcast. You could probably guest host on any podcast you want just by messaging.
Don't forget my anime podcast.
Don't forget Promatic Sticker. Yeah, the anime podcast. This could go on and on. Moogle Around could. It's just a bench theory.
Imagine I'm still publishing Moogle Go Round, but it's just me. It's just me, and I'm like waiting for responses from you. I'm like, Paul, so how's your day been?
Okay,
sweet.
So you're telling me to record it on my break. Yeah, okay. Yeah, there you go, record it for you. Job done.
Well, this is not.
Today is a good day.
I guess say.
Today is a good day.
It is a good day.
It's a new patch. It's a new dawn. It's a new day to grind tomes. It's the most I've actually been on Final Fantasy since when did Endwalker come out? Yeah.
When did it come out? October? Was it October? I want to say it's October.
October?
It was December.
December? Okay. Anyway.
Even worse, it's Christmas.
Okay. Anyway, joining us this week is the wonderful guest. We're doing a PvP-based podcast because there is a lot of cool PvP stuff that's happened in this recent patch. Some cool stuff and some stuff that people might dislike. I'm hearing a lot of people disliking certain things. But joining us is John is Dead. Hey, John is Dead.
Hey, how's it going, Chili?
I'm not bad, thank you. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. I'm excited to be here today. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Thank you for joining us. Do you want to talk a little about yourself before we carry on?
Yeah, so I'm John. I what do? I tweet a lot. I think that's mostly what I do is tweet. But I'm also the host for Crystalline Conflict Revival on PvP Revival's stream. Let's see. Oh, and then I do my own stream, but that's usually just like once or twice a week. I kind of focus more on events and stuff. So
I remember didn't we do Heaven on High at one point? That was a fun time. I think we did.
Yeah. That was with my wife, Kira.
Yeah, Kira. She's awesome. Hi, Kira.
She is awesome.
And well, I don't know if I need to introduce this person, but I will because otherwise it'd be a bit rude. They are one of the best PvP streamers out there. They are the king, I think, of Final Fantasy 14 PvP. If you're any data center, chances are you're going to get your butt kicked by them if you go up against them. In a good way, but I mean in a good way. I don't mean like they're just going to kick your butt for no reason.
Chili, that's some kinky shit. Episode 169 was last month, Chili. Come on.
But seriously, I cannot praise them enough. We've got the wonderful and always amazing Brian Ricardo.
Hello, everyone. Excited to be here. You guys are like making me laugh so hard the entire time.
Job done. That's
I'm trying to be serious here. I'm like
serious. I don't know the meaning of the words.
We call Brian the Prince of PvP and then spam Prince gifts.
Oh my god. People used to do the Neil emote. That one was so funny back in the day.
Neil to the
my liege.
Yeah, you're number one on one of the data centers right now, right? Well, you were.
Oh, I got
if you still
knocked off. I got knocked off. It was on
you're
the
number
JP
one in our
data
heart.
center.
You're number one in our hearts.
It was just so funny because that's, the JP region is so competitive and like I don't really play there often, but I was able to hold rank 1 for like 2 days and I was proud of that.
It's quite a feat. That not only was that quite a feat of getting a rank 1 in JP, but he also won our stream team's race to Crystal with that.
Oh yeah,
It's true. They did.
That image of what you crossing everyone out that killed me.
Bombastic.
And I have met you on the field of battle a few times in PvP, and it's always fun. And I'm like, oh my god, it's Brian!
Glad to hear.
Run away!
Some people had that reaction of like, "Oh, I'm happy to play with him," and some people were like, "Oh fuck, I'm done. I'm not playing anymore."
Nah, I go up and fight you. I'm like, if I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die at least next to them.
I'm gonna die in style.
Yeah.
Be it me a steer up my ass or an axe in my back, I will die with dignity.
It's better than me. I usually end up on his team and then like getting nervous and like doing dumb shit.
Oh my god!
Like,
See, I don't need to be on the team to do that. I just do
we've made
nervous
so
and dumb
many-
shit. Anyway,
Yeah,
Sorry.
Like I've made jokes of just like having Brian carry me because like I'd go dog brain and go through the wrong clockwork, and then I could hear him on his stream going, "John, what the fuck are you doing?"
I didn't say what I had to get really mad to curse. I try not
Well,
to.
sorry, I curse. So he doesn't say. He doesn't cuss at me, but he was like, "What are you doing? Where are you going? What are you doing over there? You're by yourself." And then I get killed.
look, I've been playing
I
Overwatch
wish you
recently. I'm used to anything in that mode now. Like as soon as I load up and someone does nothing, I'm like, yeah, feels about right. Yeah, okay.
I just have no clue what I'm doing. I was like, oh, pretty buttons. Let me just fire at someone. Or I just play warrior and go unga bunga, me warrior, me stun, me get in your face.
Nice.
That's all I know. That's all I know. I'm
Actually, why are people? I dabble in. I used to dabble in White Mage for a bit. Then I tried Scholar, and then I tried Black Mage, but now I'm trying Monk, and I'm enjoying Monk. If I'm honest, Monk is fun, especially now that I learned that I can knock people back and kill them. So, what are other people's favorite jobs here? Actually, what is? I'm sure you'll play most of them, but what's your favorite one, Brian?
Right now I like Sage. That's what I use to get rank 1 in JP right now. It's just a lot to do. Like you always with switching shields around, it's a lot to think about. You got to do your LBs properly. It does a little bit of good mitigation, debuffs. There's a little bit of everything. I love that.
And John.
I kind of rainbow, but right now I'm really liking Summoner. Summoner's kind of is very straightforward, pretty easy to play job. That works for me. But for like the majority of Crystalline Conflict, I've mained Warrior.
you too are an unga bunga brain.
Yeah. I I like the straightforward jobs. I'm not as high skilled when it comes to like CC. I don't have a lot of like competitive gaming experience, to be quite honest. This is kind of like CC is kind of like the first time I've ever gotten into like any type of ranked PvP. So it's, I mean, even like we're a year in, right?
Yeah, we are.
CC's been out for more than a year, so
Right.
So like I've learned a lot, but I'm still learning and still kind of like trying to figure things out, like to improve myself. So I kind of prefer the simpler jobs, the more straightforward jobs.
By the way, you just said a specific word that I feel like I need to shout out because I just heard the specific word. You said rainbow, and you know what this month is? Happy Pride Month, everyone. By the way,
Happy Pride Month.
Happy Pride Month, everyone. So yeah,
You're the pride from the demons.
Yeah, so.
I love that t-shirt. I want that t-shirt.
Snark says, "Lie, you're a summon now. Embrace the chaos," but he kills chaos. We must kill chaos, right?
Big shout out to Snark. Snark's good people.
Snark. I don't know how to say it now. What? Snark. Snark.
Snark.
Snark.
Snark.
Snark. So,
Snark.
I'm going to be saying that all bloody night now.
Welcome to the Snark cast, where we say Snark for an hour and a half.
Seeing in my dreams. Snark.
Okay, I guess we should talk about some of the news that's going on right now.
Sure.
If you're
to say my favorite class,
fine, Paul, what's your favorite? What's your favorite class, Paul?
Warrior.
And is it
I
Warrior?
Don't even play PvP. I haven't played PvP in a while.
But you said Warrior though, right?
Yeah, you just said Warrior.
That was like season 1 or like series 1. I just played Warrior because it just had a stun. That was it.
Season 1, I played White Mage because it was so broken.
Same. I played a lot of.
I ain't gonna lie.
Red Mage was broken to season 1.
There's no classes I like because I come from a WoW perspective where I used to play PvP WoW, like arenas and stuff, and I played Rogue, so I was the one that was stealth out, stealth in, to see if I can one-shot someone. The stealth out can't one-shot them. So I have no...
Ninja, hello?
Yes, it is, but Ninja's like more like Sasuke type of ninja, not like, I'm
a little bit. They do like go invisible and they have an execute.
Yeah, isn't that their ult?
Yeah.
Yeah, but you can keep ulting if you ult one, right?
You say
but you can keep ulting.
We've watched people, like, we have a clip from one CCR where Census got an entire team assassination off of one limit break.
I may try more PvP.
Yeah, because Paul, if you assassinate someone from under 50% health, I think it is, you get your limit break back instantly, so you can keep doing it over and over again.
Okay, so it's like a Darius ult.
Yeah,
that's league terms.
They nerfed the window of time that you have to get your second and then your third and then your subsequent.
Well, yeah, because it felt like you could keep it for like forever.
Even with them restricting the time window in increments over the past year, like, it's still really powerful because there's so many options for AoE damage, especially like if you've got, like a white mage or a summoner that can lock people down and hit them with like a big blast that ninja can, or a dragoon, God forbid, like dancer limit break.
I hate dragoons
limit
still.
break into ninja limit break. Say goodbye. It's over. Just clock out.
I hate dragoons in PvP so much.
Why?
I really do. I don't know. I feel like I die more to dragoons than I do anything else in PvP.
Yeah, there's a good chance of that.
Yeah, they have like one of the highest single target damage. Basically, they just don't have any crowd control like stuns and stuff.
Right, ninjas worst. Gwen says, okay, ninjas are worst like mid to late game. I find them mid to late game worse once they've got their limit break. But I find dragoons more annoying in over the whole match. Like if I'm rating the whole match, then it's a dragoon. If I'm going late game, it's a ninja.
Okay, before we get into the news, I do have a question. When we go into a new expansion, we go up a tier, like get new abilities. Will they change PvP to add more? Will there be a balance change? Do you think they're willing to do that?
For 7.x? Or I assume you're talking about for next expansion, right?
Yeah, for next expansion.
So like every expansion, they've been like almost completely reworking PvP. But this one, I assume they will do some changes at least. Yeah.
Like,
I don't. Okay,
change how the class plays, or just are we just going to add word skills?
I think I think we'll see some additions potentially.
Yeah, but I don't think we'll see additions right away. I feel like it's probably going to be like
7.1 maybe.
Either the 7.1 patch or the 7.8, like right after Savage, because remember Savage.
You mean?
Yeah, 7.08.
Okay.
Like it'll be like we'll have the normal raids, we'll have Savage raids, and then we'll have the PvP changes maybe before 7.1.
So that's basically what you're saying when obviously or when the new expansion comes out, they're completely going to disregard the PvP community and not do anything for them then.
Well, it's because
I'll be on the story. Yeah. If you don't like doing PvP, if you like a PvP and like just mainly focus on PvP, and you have you do the story and like
that's the thing. That's what they do for everything. It's an expansion launch though. It's not the fact that disregarding PvP, but the raids get pushed back. It's standard for it to be. Well, in theory,
I feel like
they don't.
Totally should.
But I'm like, it's not. I don't think it's on purpose. It's mainly because they expect people just to focus on story for the first few weeks and then touch side content after that. They don't expect people to jump straight into the side content straight away.
I can't.
But
they've been doing that for a while. Where they'll give people a chance to knock out.
Copians.
They'll give people a chance to knock out the the MSQ and the normal raids and stuff like that, and then they'll usually add the side content.
But wouldn't it make it better, because technically raiding is also a side content, because that's not end game. Well, it's end game, but it's not.
But even raiding gets pushed back, remember, with the expansion pool.
The normal modes, no, they always give you access to get the normal modes out of the way.
No, I thought normal gets delayed a bit as well, doesn't it?
No,
it's just Savage gets put back by like 2 weeks.
Savage always takes a week delay so that people have a chance to prepare.
2 week expansions normally.
Oh yeah, 2 weeks at expansion launch. Yes, my bad.
Yeah. So,
but do you think they should instead do it with the side of the normal raids? When normal raids come out, they should work on PvP at the same time. Then you give the PvPers something, and then you get the raiders something, so everyone wins.
I think
that would be nice.
I'll let you talk, Brian. Sorry.
It's debatable. Like Chili said, it's like it gives people time to do the story and stuff. But if they had a big enough dev team, I would love to see them do it at the same time. Because I know for me, when the expansion hits, my first thing is to jump on the new jobs in PvP. But a lot of times they like basically half-ass the kits. That's what they did for Endwalker. They added Reaper and Sage to PvP, and you could play them, but like the kits were so bad and messed up.
But then you also have the issue with stuff like, I think it was, I might be wrong here, but I think it was Stormblood, where people were leveling up jobs in PvP because the XP was so crazy because of the changes they did. I think it was Stormblood.
Yeah, it was Stormblood.
I mean, the EXP for PvP is still pretty good.
No, this was you could get a level in like 2 PvP matches nearly. It was like, but then I am a veteran in this game. I remember getting naked and running around near Odin's area just to level up to get decent stuff. So yeah.
I remember that little that little pool with the monsters that I used to go to do my decent thing and all that.
Yeah, you would wear all your crafting gear, and then you'd run around in the circle. Or back in the Realm Reborn days where Northern Fanalan. There's fates in Northern Fanalan, but the second fate gave more XP than the first fate.
Wasn't that was the Chimera one, right?
No, it was the bomb fates.
Oh, the
one
bomb
in the
fate.
Not the bomb fates, but the one in like the little towny area, with the mine. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
The corner. Yeah. So people would go in there, and they would stand still, so the first fate would fail, so that they could then get the second fate to get more XP. I think that was the only time I know where people would try and fail a fate just so they could get more XP.
Yeah, I think all the people nowadays, they're like, "What's Northern Thanalan?" I went, "Wow, see here."
I remember the spirit bonding days.
Now my oldest PvP was 11, so that's where I got Monk/Dark Knight. As I've told this story many before times, was the most fun PvP. Look, it was Paul. Did you ever try that, Brian? Monk/Dark Knight.
What would you even do? 100 Fist Soul Eater?
Yeah. 100 Fist of
And
Short
die?
Fist. Yeah. It was fun. Like you
die. It's fine.
You drink a giant's drink, you get more health, and you run up to someone, you Short and Fist Soul Eater them. And then you run off giggling and then die instantly because you've got 1 health.
That's degenerate.
I remember when Absolute Virtue and Pandemonium Warden were taken down by a bunch of Dark Knight monks. Yeah.
I will always be
with
pissed.
The Kraken Club. Yeah, just like those 2 bosses were ruining people's lives, and so a bunch of Giga Chad Dark Knights went in dual wielding Kraken clubs and literally just world starred the boss.
Yeah. Now look at them; they just complain every day.
My
Dark Knight! Oh, it's just like Warrior. Oh, Dark Knight's not.
I would never forget.
Sword. I hear that constantly in my raid.
I was actually at FanFest when Dark Knight was announced in London. And I will never forget, I was stood behind someone dressed in White Mage AF. You know, they had the original White Mage artifact armor on. And they're like, as soon as Dark Knight appeared on screen, they said, I'm not healing then. Because I think they thought it was going to play like 11 did until they got announced as a tank. So they're like, no, I don't want that in my party.
That's funny.
That's pretty much now, isn't it? I hear a lot. Pretty much now.
With Living Dead.
That's Gunbreaker. I don't want to heal a Gunbreaker. Please, Gunbreaker.
It's not so bad. Just
I'm
don't
gonna
heal them.
Let me hit. Oh, you're low on health. Let me hit you with Benediction. Oh, look, you're low on health again. Yay!
Yeah, but then you've got one of your Lily Hills that can crit, and then you have your Tension McGarmigo, so it's fine. You still have backups.
Yeah, but those could have been used
Look
later.
at that Paul talking White Mage talk. He's only been playing it for about a week. Let's go.
Gwen, but anyway, Gwen in our chat says, I mean, being devil's advocate here, fantasy games are most and foremost story-driven games, so I guess that PvP changes come later seems relatable, especially seeing where the focus of the player base is mostly, story-based. I think that's another reason why.
Yeah, that's true. They like we said earlier, they always give people a chance to get MSQ, get plenty of time to enjoy the storyline and stuff, and kind of explore new areas before they move on to other stuff. But in true Final Fantasy 14 fandom fashion, everybody just kind of poop socks it and gets everything done within the first 3 days.
Yeah, pretty much.
Not me. I take a full month.
Let's see. I have
No, Brian, you just get it done on every data center.
No, I don't do that. I don't I don't do the story on my old, so just PvP on them.
2 words of an endgame PvP right there.
Grunkle Gwen says, I have a question for you guests. If you could cosplay any 14 job, which would it be? And which armor and weapon would you choose? In real life, that is. Brian first.
It's between Red Mage and Blue Mage.
If you say Blue Mage, I'll love you forever.
Yeah, I'll go with Blue Mage.
Yay! You're the best.
Because they have a cane, or is it because they have the umbrella?
Both.
It's just so fancy looking.
Fancy, okay. It's the fanciness, okay.
And plus, it doesn't have the umbrella yet. We don't know that it exists. It doesn't exist. Who knows? It's just drawn, right? Oh, good. Thank God.
I loved Final Fantasy 11's Blue Mage artifacts.
Oh my God, yes.
It had like a Middle Eastern theme to it, turbans. It's pretty cool.
I feel like I'm so out of touch here because I've never played Final Fantasy 11. I was way too young to play it.
Final Fantasy 11's Blue Mages were awesome. Like the Blue Mage storyline in 14 is kind of silly, but in 11, like they were like the elite of the elite. So they were pretty cool. They're pretty cool. Like I really like Brian said, like they had that kind of like Middle Eastern theme to like all of their AF and artifact and relic stuff, but they had a really good story. Like I just loved them. They were badass.
That's why
like
sorry, carry on.
I was gonna say wasn't it something like if you didn't control your powers too much, or if you learned too much, you turn into a soul flare or something like that?
Yeah.
You turn into a soul flare and like completely lose control of yourself, and it was just awesome because the Blue Mages were created as like a second option for their defense against their Beastmen enemies in because they were under constant threat of invasion at Whitegate, and so they made the Chimera first, but the Chimera couldn't be controlled, so then they made the Blue Mages, and the Blue Mages could like the elite Blue Mages could single-handedly like wipe out hundreds of enemies and monsters and stuff, but over time because they absorbed the souls of the monsters that they slayed to absorb their spells, they would like their souls would start to break down and they would transform into like terrifying beasts, and then the other Blue Mages would have to kill their former comrade. So like it was like a really kind of dark storyline, I guess. I don't know. It was really cool. I really enjoyed it.
I remember that.
It was pretty cool. And then like if you went through the entire story for like Raubon was going to kill you because like your player character was becoming such a powerful blue mage that they were worried that if you transformed that nobody would be able to stop you. So Raubon was going to kill you to prevent you from transforming, and you ended up like showing that your character could control the blue magic, and it was really awesome. I really liked it.
By the way, you brought that up just a second to get there, and that's who. When Blue Mage was teased originally, I was really hoping that Raubon in 14 was going to be the Blue Mage teacher.
Yeah, that would have been cool.
You know,
Because he was the blue
he
mage
is-
in 11, and then he had the sword Tizona that was one of the blue mage weapons.
and I mean, he's also called the Bull of Alamiga, which is kind of, you know, I was really hoping they would like turn him into a Blue Mage. I was really sad when that didn't happen. Snark says Blue Mage needs a PvP kit. Oh,
Absolutely.
sorry, John. Actually, before we get there, because we're talking about crossplay and stuff, right?
Uh-huh.
John, what would you cosplay as before we move over to some other question?
I don't know. Me and my wife, if we went to this fan fest, what we were going to do is we were going to do the alternate universe cosplay of our jobs. What is it, like the collegiate outfit? But I was going to have like instead of an axe for my warrior, I was going to have a guitar with like kind of like an axe blade on it. And then my wife she was doing Sage at the time, because Sage just came out. So we were going to make like some little new list to like float around a backpack to go with the outfit. But we didn't go to FanFest. It would have been cute, but yeah.
Paul, what would you go with? Cosplay.
That's a good question. That's a very good question. That's a hard one. I've played so many jobs, and I think it'd have to be a bard, just because bards are cool.
Mhm.
Unfortunately, I don't get to play my bard that much because I mostly just help. But yeah, it's cool. Support classes are cool.
Yeah.
What about you, Chili?
If I wasn't fat, probably monk, because I like the monk design for some of the armors.
Oh
But
shit!
I don't
Wait! Are we going if we weren't like fat? Oh shit! Dancer 100%.
Yeah,
Oh my
but
god,
I-
y'all.
I don't think anyone wants to see me in the monk AF with my big old belly.
So we're taking away the fat. Dancer 100%. You know how much money we're making? What?
You can tell you nobody wants to see any of that snark.
Anyway.
No, nobody
do it just by
nobody
yourself.
wants to see that. Nobody
Dude,
wants to see
I
any
wanna
of
see-
that.
I want to
Nobody.
see. I want to see a monk chili.
Nobody wants to see any of that. Look, you already got seagull chili. You're not going to get monk chili, okay? Yeah, for anyone that doesn't know, I had to stream in a seagull suit a while back because we reached 1,000
Penguin,
followers.
seagull. Where does the seagull
penguin,
come
sorry.
from?
The
Yeah, penguin,
I
sorry.
remember the penguin suit.
Yeah, penguin.
Where was the
future
seagull suit?
future seagull suit, I guess.
Wait.
1,500 followers. Go on ahead.
Which actually can do quiet cosplay. You can do a monk. Nah,
Yeah,
nah, I'm good.
absolutely. There you go.
Nah, I'm good. Nah.
Go
I don't want to
Setsu.
scare off people.
Oh hell yeah, Gusetsu. About the same size as him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
but
think
that's
you'd
a
be a badass
robe. I'm
monk
talking
chili.
like the monk AF that looks really cool looking. Like,
It does.
You know,
look
I mean,
really cool, yeah.
Which one? There's like so many.
I'm trying to remember the name of the one. Not the standard one, but the one of the newer one, monk relic gear.
I mean,
Like,
the standard one was pretty fucking dope anyway. Along
yeah.
with the relic that like had like the lion fist. Oh, well, that was sick.
Oh yeah, the Lion Fist is probably one of my favorite relics. As I've said before, I like small fisties. So I
That
don't like
gets
big
me every
fisties.
time. I don't know if I just have a dirty mind or I don't know.
look, don't give. I don't want no
Fisties.
big fisties.
Oh
I don't-
lord. Okay, now that sounds bad.
No, Miss Fenro. Please, no big fisties.
Oh my god.
No, I'm still lingering from episode 169 at this point.
Look, I don't think 169 was lewd enough, so it's fine.
I build me Major General Fist. Oh no, fisting my battalion all day. It's great. I mean, to be fair, I like all the monk just AF gear. I think all of them are just decent. I wouldn't say the same for the bard, but yeah.
Well, I like the
Well, that's
newest
pretty good.
bard one. The newest bard one
Yeah.
looks really good to me. It's
I
like
mean,
two
which one was
different
that?
colors.
Like, which one was the overcoat one? Like a really long coat.
Mm,
Was that Heaven's Sword? No, what could be Heaven's Sword? I think it was like Stormblood. It was really nice. Had like bagpipes and everything. And obviously being Gaelic, I just think that's great. Definitely if a Scotsman likes it. I do like a good old bagpipe.
mhm.
Use another good old bagpipe. Good old bagpipe while we're fisting. Okay, so
Oh my
sorry, Chitty hasn't.
And I'm
talked yet,
thinking
so
of-
I don't know if he's gone.
Sorry, I'm still googling. I think about the pacifist armor from Stormblood is the monk AF I
Oh,
like
yeah.
the most. That's the one I'm
Yeah, I
thinking
really
of.
like that one too.
Oh, what the one in the trailer? Stormblood.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
one's in the
yeah,
trailer.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's a
Okay.
good one.
I was trying to remember what it was called exactly. So that's what I meant. That nobody wants to see that. Like if it was any of the other ones, I'd be fine. But that's not. Nah, I'm good. Plus, I'd have to do it in Vegas because in England it would be a bit too cold.
Yeah,
Especially if it's in-
it is in like October, and that's quite cold.
Yeah, yeah.
Chilly for 2B bombs.
If we hit 2K followers,
No, don't promise that.
No, do it. Do it. Do it. Do it.
well, I don't know where I'd be able to buy them anyway. So
I can find you some that way.
Oh, I'm sure we can find a link for you, buddy.
I'm sure it's on Etsy. Like,
Look,
we
Look,
know a lot of cosplayers. We can get this done.
like it took
Does
us
that?
7 years to get 1,000 followers. It's going to take us just as long to get 2,000. So
Hey,
I'm good.
14 years time. 14th anniversary. Let's go.
do bots count? Because I'll bot y'all.
Send clip to Reddit. Oh god.
Reddit will just post who over and over again for 5,000 posts.
Who?
Who? So that we were going to talk about news, but I feel like we've been distracted enough that I'm just going to skip all the news because it's news. You can go read it on the Lodestone, or go check out Mioni's channel, or go check out any other content creator that exists ever because they're good and they do stuff.
We're
So
more
go
of a
check out-
chill podcast. We don't say much news. We have it there, but it's like just have a nice little chat with guests.
Yeah,
Sit down,
we know it's
Have
there,
a pint. It's there.
or lemonade in my case because.
And if you can't read like I can't read, then easy. Just
As I said, Mioni is great for that because Mioni's channel, he makes videos on all the different news stuff. So if you do want to catch up
Yeah,
stuff,
he does, huh?
yeah.
I do like the PvP mount. I have to admit, the PvP mount looks fucking sick.
Also, thank you for the.
It's a robot bunny that's giving me a piggyback.
I'm sad that's
Hi.
the PvP mount. I'm really
Hey,
am.
I'm sad at the raid mount, but don't look at me.
Yeah, how dare they put a
You
raid
do not
mount?
lock cute mounts behind
Yeah.
savage raids.
It should have been fishing. It should have been fishing.
Do not lock cute mounts behind savage raids.
I
think the
I
second
think I
fight
took
would've
the
been a
piss out of
great
that with Watch Quit like recently as well. Why am I so bad with names? But someone on Twitter was posting that they found out there's a minion of the Zotl mount. There's a minion of it. There's a minion of the Exotl, which is from. And then I took the piss by editing it, saying, "Oh, how dare they lock cute minions behind Retain Adventures?
Yeah.
It's so pay to win because you can
Yeah.
go and buy some more from."
That's to be perfectly honest. That's one of my new favorite copy pastas.
Yeah.
Like I'm a
It's
big
great.
fan of memes and shit posts, and that one was pure gold as far as shit posts go.
I understand. A lot of people are going to get into the raid content because they want it, or just wait until like next expansion where it just gets a little bit easier because you just have higher gear. But come on, you could have had a decent, like, cool looking mount from the fight itself. Like, come on.
But I admit, I am
Come
annoyed that the
on.
mount from PvP is the one that's from PvP. I am personally a bit annoyed by that, just because.
Sorry. Can you say that again?
Yeah, the bunny is from PvP, right?
Yeah.
I'm a little bit frustrated by that because it looks a bit like because we normally used to get the allied race mounts where once you get all the tribal mounts up to max, you would get the allied mount. To me,
you get a nearly identical one from the Loprit Beast Tribe quests.
That's what I mean. That this looked a bit like this
It's
rabbit
basically
look
the same. Yeah.
But to me, it looks a bit like if they would combine. So yeah, I could see like them working together to make that mount, and that's why I was hoping that would be the allied tribe reward. That was what I was hoping to be from.
Yeah, the mount that you get from the Loprit tribal quest is basically the same thing as the PvP series reward.
Oh, is it?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. The only difference is that, well, I don't. What is the difference? The one from the Loprits is one of the floating ones, and the
So
PvP
the one's got legs. That's what I was about to say. So what? It just has legs.
Yeah, that's the only difference. Otherwise it's the same. It's the same thing. It's the same model.
So what you're saying is the Loprits one is a streamer, and the PvP.
What?
I don't know.
Why'd you laugh?
Because jokes that streamers don't have legs. People,
Oh my god.
Well, now I just feel bad because I'm a streamer and I have a disability with my legs. Now I just feel bad.
Wow.
But
well, fine.
The good news is that we get 2 bunny mounts. That's all I'm hearing, right?
Yeah.
2 robot bunny mounts. That's all I care about. Yeah, that was good. I made everyone feel bad for me. There we go. Job done. How to turn the tide from laughter to now it's really awkward.
Well, you know what's really awkward?
Deadly silence.
Talking about the fact that someone was talking about Blue Mage PvP, and we never did get. I know they talked about making a Blue Mage Battle Royale at one point, and I hope that comes out. John.
Blue Mage Battle Royale. That sounds like just mayhem incarnate.
I know, it sounds good, doesn't it?
It does sound good.
Yeah, imagine you just go around getting spells in some way, just like any other battle royale. You just roam around, get stronger, and then kill people.
Open up a chest, Oh, Garuda's. Okay, that sounds good. Over here. Ooh.
I don't know if any of you guys got a chance to play it before they shut it down, but the Final Fantasy VII Battle Royale, was it First Soldier or whatever?
Mm-hmm. Never got a chance to.
I mean, it wasn't bad. It was a mobile phone battle royale, so it's about as good as you would expect it to be. But it was kind of interesting because they had different monsters and stuff that would roam around, and you could attack and fight them for EXP and for equipment and like ammo and stuff. But I could totally see it where like Blue Mage Battle Royale, there's different levels of enemies floating around. You like go find a bomb and learn self-destruct, or go find like a Marlboro and kill it and get bad breath and stuff. I don't know. I think it would work out. I think it'd be great.
I think it would work out, and then like obviously like different types of rarity of chests probably that like open up, and then they go, oh, this is a skill from so and so. I think that would be pretty cool. That would be pretty good. But unfortunately, I think Square Enix has a little bit too much on their plate right now. They're just trying to get all this out, and they've got the expansion to worry about, and then FanFest.
And 16, of course.
And 16, yeah.
Yes. Did you see that the demo leaked today on the store?
Yeah, the demo popped up on the store.
Yeah.
Another game I will not be playing until Christmas.
I do not expect. By the way, if anyone was wondering, I do not expect the demo to actually be downloadable until next week.
Yeah, I think that it just kind of popped up early. I don't know. I'm pretty excited for it, but I'm not buying it on day one.
I'm buying day one, and I'm streaming it.
Streaming it day one. He's like taking all the stream days.
Yeah, I am. What about you?
This is why he gave me one more stream day next week, didn't you? That's why. So like, you know what? And then like the rest of the month you're taking.
Oh wow.
So the 16 comes out, and be like, take for.
Oh, I was gonna say for me, it kind of depends if my community wants to see me play it. So I haven't made the decision yet if I'm going to play it right away or not. But yeah,
awesome. Nah, I'll be streaming it day one probably.
Day one, 24 hours, no sleep. Speed run.
You know, I sleep all the time. I'm asleep
Lies.
right now, Tenant. Yeah.
Alright then.
I don't think I've ever known Chili to sleep. Actually,
Neither have I.
You saw
have I'll have a
this-
Twitter exchange with him, and it'll be some crazy ass hour, and I'm like, okay, well, that's daytime for him. That makes sense. And then, I'll be up on my DGen hours, or and I'm like, all right, well, it's during his day, he's all right. But then, like during like my normal hours, like he'll pop into like my stream, or I'll see him in somebody else's stream. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing, bud? What are you doing? Fuck to bed.
People would literally come into my streams sometimes and just tell me go to bed. I'm not even joking. Some people would do that sometimes.
Relatable. I think 2 days
I don't
ago.
know when Brian sleeps either.
2 days ago, I streamed until 6 a.m. during Crystal Conflict. I sleep. I promise you guys, I get my 7 to 8 hours every day. It's just sometimes it's during the day.
Yeah,
That's the best time.
That's when all the people are up. Sleep.
Yeah, that's when I have to deal with people. I just sleep. Don't like the daylight. Like currently, I'm in pure darkness because I have no light bulbs. So I was in pure darkness. So all I've known is darkness at this point. I've just become one. Go outside, just become a vampire. My skin's turning more and more pale as I go on. And I'm already Irish, so I'm pretty fucking pale. So I am like...
Also, I was going to say this, even though it sounded really creepy, but I'm going to say anyway. You've seen me sleep, Paul. You've already seen me sleep.
I've seen you fucking sit up with your headphones on. I just think you're charging. That's all I think. You just plugged into the mainframe.
He's just plugged in and charging.
Every time my mother woke up and looked at you, you're either like sitting up and like headphones on. I'm sitting going, yeah, okay, let's went back to sleep. It was the same way we was in London when we saw She Heals I Tank for the first time, and like we had this really shitty sofa bed that was really shitty, and in the end you just sat up and slept. I was like, yeah, Chin doesn't sleep.
Mm-hmm.
He's just a robot. Beep boop.
Oh, was this during 2019 FanFest or?
No, this was when She Heals I Tank came to England because they were going to a wedding of one of their close friends, and we decided to meet up for a couple of days for like a weekend.
Oh, nice!
Had a lot of fun. Had a lot of food. Great.
Did you guys go to 2019 EU FanFest?
Nope.
No, I've only ever been to London FanFest once, and then I went to the 2016 North American FanFest, and I went to the 2018 North American FanFest.
I've never been to FanFest. This is my first FanFest I'm going to this
year.
Right on. Big hype. I
My wallet is crying.
One yet, but someday.
This will be probably the first and last time I'm going. Probably.
Why last? You gonna be done with this game or something?
Well, I found out that Monday I've been playing this game for 9 years. I hit 28 on Monday. Yay!
10 more years.
It was also my anniversary to Final Fantasy, so it was quite funny. But no, it's just more. It's more of money problems. That's the thing, because I'm unemployed, and I'm also technically disabled. And in England currently, a lot of people are striking. Looking at you, passport people. I've been waiting to try and get my passport renewed, and they've been striking. So it's been quite a while.
Oh no.
So yeah. If it was a better circumstance, then maybe come full-time streamer, maybe find a job. Who knows?
Things could turn around.
Yeah, things could turn around. My disability would like to disappear. Would be great.
No,
that would be great.
That's not what I said.
No, that's what I said. If it could just disappear, it'd be fine. I'll be happy. But playing games is just fun. Like, I'm an MMO gremlin, so I play a lot of MMOs. Currently playing Elder Scrolls Online, Final Fantasy 14, WoW. Recently downloaded Tower of Fantasy and D&D Online.
Wait
a
second.
Oh, that's a lot.
Tower of Fantasy counts as an MMO?
Technically?
No.
I thought it classified itself as an MMO.
That's interesting.
I don't know. MMO doesn't really mean anything anymore anyway. I think anything can be an MMO.
Everything can be an MMO.
Yeah, everything.
Yeah,
just
Tower
built
Fantasy
as
is-
an MMO.
MMORPG. It is counted.
Yeah.
MMORPG, RPG, anime, action, open world. You know, mostly mixed, but mostly positive reviews.
Because you can walk around and bump into people, right? So
Apparently, you can have big boss fights as well with people. Apparently,
so
but I've been more focused on the. I'm just trying it out. By the way, I'm just trying it out. We bit of fun because obviously they did announce when we watched the PlayStation that they were doing a thing like it's going to PlayStation as well. So I thought it'd be I like the look of it, so I thought I'd pick it up. But I've mainly been playing like 3 MMOs constantly on the go, with a little bit of D&D online because I like D&D.
Wow.
But yeah, I mostly play MMOs. I've been wanting to get into PvP and Final Fantasy, PvP and Elder Scrolls, and I already play WoW PvP because I'm just a shitty rogue that likes to jump scare people. So
Nice.
Too
I'm
many
gonna play
MMOs.
I'm gonna play Guild Wars 2 for the first time very soon, like next week.
I've heard good
Ooh,
things from
that'll be
Shinta,
fun.
so
You'll like it, Brian. I think
You think so? That's what everyone keeps
Yeah.
saying.
it's really fun. I like Guild Wars. Guild Wars 2 is great. They kind of run into the same thing that we have going on with like with our PvP community, where it's a pretty small faction of the players, and so they run into a lot of the similar stuff that we run into in our community at the higher level of skilled PvP, of ranked PvP, where you know, lots of drama. Pretty regularly, somebody gets outed for being a win trader or something, but it, you know, is and to be fair to both communities, the reason why it happens is because the community tends to be smaller, so it's more apparent when it happens.
Right.
It's not diluted like with World of Warcraft. You know, the same thing happens. It's going to happen in any game, but like in World of Warcraft, where you have millions of people that play for the PvP, it's not a big scene when somebody gets outed
Right.
for manipulating matches and rankings and stuff. Whereas when you've got a community of, you know, I don't even know, maybe a couple thousand that actively play, you know, like ranked. Well, it's probably more than a couple thousand, but it
If you think about per server, there's like way less than
Yeah.
that.
yeah, you know, because like when you get to you know, when you get to platinum after a few weeks, the queues are completely done, and then throughout the season, queuing diamond and crystal, you know, you end up queuing with the same other 9 people pretty much over and over and over.
Yes, sir.
So it stands out more. It stands out more.
see, I think the only reason I liked Guild Wars PvP is because it had the world v world v world.
Yep.
We used to have this is way back. This is way back when I was in college. We used to be like getting onto like team speaking shit. We used to have this like one guy that had priority streaker and would be like shouting out rules. He was like the commander of the night. But it happened like it used to happen like every week. Every week there'd just be a day where it's like, okay, we're going this big, you know, server wide. We're just going for the PvP. It's like it was great, absolutely great, absolute mayhem. It was like a war was happening. My PC was like revving up to like Mark 10 at the time because I had a really bad PC at the time. But it was just, I wish we had that in Final Fantasy, but that I think that'd be way too much hectic.
I like I like watching videos of the world PvP. It's pretty fun to watch, especially like when somebody uploads a video where they're doing like really good call outs, and it really is, it's like a general commanding troops. Like it's pretty fun to watch.
Yeah, apparently they have that also in ESO, because ESO also has a big open world PvP kind of area, and they have like, you know, they have giant like ballistas and stuff like that you just pack out and like throw at these like walls to open up to get in, and it looks really cool because you have to like choose an alliance you want to be with, and it's just like alliance versus alliance versus alliance. And I tried that for the first time yesterday, and I was like, bro, this is sick. Like people like calling out stuff in chat, like go to this and this, get them out in these corners, like defend the healers and shit. I'm like, well, this is sick. Like, and I was just playing for the story when it came to ESO, but ESO has a lot. But then Final Fantasy, I think, has the better arena type PvP right now. WoW, I don't really like it anymore because it's just bland. It's been used many years. But for Final Fantasy, I can't get into it where it's like I don't know what job to play and I don't know what job clicks with me. But I also don't know how to play. Like, who do I target first? Who do I go down? Who do I switch if that person's using this? Like, I get lost. I get lost and then I die because I fumble it.
Oh, are you saying? Are you talking about in Crystalline Conflict?
Yeah, in Crystal Conflict.
Yeah. Yeah, it can be pretty overwhelming. Like I said before, this is my first year of doing any type of like ranked competitive PvP, and it can be overwhelming, especially because there's so much to keep an eye on as far as like buffs and debuffs on yourself, your allies, your enemies. I'm gonna plug Brian here real quick. Brian's given me like coaching sessions before because he is, I think right now he's still the only official coach for Final Fantasy 14 on Metafy.
Oh yeah, I tried to get calm into it, but
I tried to get calm into it too, but he balked.
Yeah, that's something I do. Right now I'm actually super busy. Every time the season starts, people like start lining up to me.
Yeah. But Brian gives out really great coaching sessions and so yeah.
It's free too.
Oh.
Yeah. Basically what I do is let me explain it real quick. Basically what I do is people submit videos and I'll review the VOD and I tell what they need to do, and then they get the feedback from what I say, and then we discuss it afterwards. And yeah.
Maybe we should discuss sometime a collab where we can do a learning PvP stream where you can teach us dumb like how to press buttons. Good.
I would love to. I did it last with DJ Manmade, where he was on my stream, and I was teaching him Crystal Conflict from like start to end. And in the beginning, he was like 80k damage on Monk, but by the end, he was like actually killing people with Monk L being like soloing.
Wait, Monk gets to do damage. I normally do like no damage. I'm like, hey, and I'm there. I participated. I'm like, I have like 20 assists, 1 kill. Yeah, I was here.
You can't always go off of your kill count because it depends. Like no job can really steamroll somebody 1 versus 1 guaranteed, because it's pretty if you're comfortable with your job and your kit, then you have options of surviving and getting away. So it's really hard to, like, even if you're what you would consider like a middle experience, kind of like a mid-range skilled player, like you can survive, you can get away. So it really depends on coordination and capitalizing off of your teammates' efforts to get kills. So you can't always count your success by kill count. Assists and damage and healing are better gauges of your performance.
Agreed.
I'll admit though, out of all the jobs, Monk's my favorite, but if I want just fun, Scholar is my fun job.
We're speaking Crystal Conflict, right?
Yeah, Crystalline Conflict. I don't know. I just like when everyone comes up together on the crystal, wouldn't you just like bio and then disperse? Like, AoE poison, AoE poison, AoE poison.
It's a vibe for sure, Scholar.
Yeah,
it's not. I don't play all the time, but if I just want a little bit of fun, it's like it's one of those jobs that I find just like fun. Is that weird?
No, same. It's a vibe. I like to describe it as a vibe. You just like spread shield, spread dot, and you're relaxing.
Yeah. And you're like, I can press this button or this button, and then I always end with this button. One or the other. Do I help? Do I kill? We'll find out.
Not really. Sometimes you get the lucky kill off of enhanced biolysis. Like the enemy, they run away too late to go and use an elixir, but the dot is already sunk too deep and they die mid elixir. That always feels nice.
Oh yes, let the poison seek him deep. Oh, sorry, I'm getting Assassin Rogue vibes. My bad.
To
my
be
bad.
fair, Wobsy, that's just me and Raid as well. Do I let you? Do I heal you? Do I do damage? Do I heal you? But the damage button is right there. You're okay, right? It's not dead yet.
Yeah,
Maybe.
we're
Oh,
trying to-
that's such a cool emote.
like you got that. Sorry, sorry. Now it's gonna be in my head now. But you have to do the dance. and
Well,
everything.
we did have some questions, but we've been
Questions.
distracted, and which ones are before we start wrapping up? I don't care about that really now.
Let's do the questions.
Yeah, the question.
You know what?
So Chili had a great one.
Which one?
We could
Oh,
speed
yeah.
run them if we need to.
With the new season of PvP starting, what do you think of them adding growing effects? Because they added into the old feast weapons, right? Well, they will be. Thoughts?
I'll go first. I think it's a nice middle ground because they didn't want to add like super duper exclusive rewards because people might win trade and the community's gonna complain about not getting things just like they did with the Savage Mount right now. So I think it's a good middle ground to have something that's like it's cool, it's an upgrade, but it's nothing too like crazy where people will go wild.
I'm talking about old stuff that people used to bitch about, because I used to bitch about it a bit as well, because there was no way I was ever going to get in the top 100 for Feast. But I wish they would have not. I don't want them to like. Okay, I didn't want them to make them outside of Feast, but I wish they would have made it so that if you say you missed season 1, but then you got into the top 100 of season 2, but you preferred the season 1 rewards. I wish you would have been able to purchase the season 1 rewards with the season 2 totems, but then you don't get the season 2 reward sort of thing. Like you could go get the old one. That was how I wish they would have done it.
Yeah, that wouldn't have been bad.
That way
That'd still be kind of a cool idea, like to get your ranking, your top 100 ranking or your crystal or diamond token that you get now and be able to buy this, from the backlog of prizes. I think that would be kind of cool. But
Do they still have mounts for, say, if you win like 1,000 like CC matches? Is there a mount for that, or if you win a certain amount of matches, is there still stuff like that?
I think it's just 100 for the airship, and that's it, right?
And that's it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's boring. They should have more.
it's 100 for the airship. The other achievements get you titles.
Well, no, because you got the horses, right, for front lines.
That's front lines.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was more about CC. Yeah,
just CC. Yeah,
for CC.
Like,
It's just the
say, you've won like 500 games of ranked CC, and you get a cute penguin. I don't know. I'm not going.
There's only the battle pass stuff or series.
I thought that would have been cool.
All of your CC achievements after that, like your win 1,000 matches, win 1,000 matches as a tank or whatever. Like that's all the rewards for that are titles.
Yeah, well, it's not too bad titles, but
Also, I'm surprised nobody hasn't complained that there's only 30 levels of the battle pass, because there's, like a lot of the other ones have like more stuff after 30. I know you get the crystals still, but I feel like I don't know
compare
what
it to other games.
What's that? Sorry. Yeah, like Overwatch, where you after you beat the battle pass, you then start getting titles.
Oh.
I don't know if you know about Overwatch 2's battle pass.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I do. It goes to like 61, I think, and then after 61 is the exclusive titles.
Ever since they scrapped the PvE content to it, it's lost to the void. What game's that?
Yeah, I'm the same thought, Flux. I have so many trophy crystals, but I don't know what to spend. I haven't picked up my crystals for this season yet because I'm capped. I don't know what to spend them on, and I don't want to drop them.
If you have everything, just wolf collars.
Okay, I don't have everything. It's just I don't like most of it.
Yeah. It's just you'll get more. Just spend it.
Just spend it.
Yeah. That's my problem. I'm so bad at actually. I'm a hoarder. Okay. I still have
like trying to get a new unit, Chili. You just got to spend them.
Look, I still have tomes from Mog events from 2-3 years ago.
I still need to scrap them.
They will exist forever. I have items that are so old they literally turn into rotten versions.
Yeah, I have like some of the the old like cookies or whatever from Valentine's Day events or Halloween events that
Now growing moss and mold on them, slowly turning into pellicillin. I'm in game. I'm fucked.
in game, I'm a pack rat. I still have PvP materia.
Oh god!
Wow.
Wow!
I have the Fungor Shriek and Bison Hoof materia still.
Remember when you used to have to macro in level 30 gear because level 30 gear was best in slot for PvP.
The morale stat.
Well, not even the morale. I thought the morale stat was actually worse than having a full set of 30 gear, if I'm rightly.
I don't remember. I wasn't into PvP. I just kind of like did it occasionally back then.
I don't remember 30 gear of anything. I think I started.
Or was it 40?
When I started, it was like 50 was like the best gear.
I just remember that there was a way to hit the stat cap by wearing a specific set of gear. It's been a while.
I don't remember that.
Might have been before my time, personally.
I could be wrong though as well. I'm not going to deny that either.
I remember when they added the Wolves Den Pier. I remember when I remember playing before it existed, and they added it, and me and my wife were like, "Oh, let's go PvP," and we both sucked at it, and we're like, "That was terrible."
Yeah, but then you kept doing it because you wanted the Fenrir pup so you could sell it for millions.
Well, Fenrir pup was out right away.
No,
it was not right away, but it was pretty close, wasn't it? I swear Fenrir Pup was pretty early on.
I don't remember it coming out until Feast, but that could be me misremembering.
I thought Fenrir Pup was from Wolf's Den.
I don't.
Maybe
it's from Feast. It was from Feast. It was a drop from Feast.
Yeah, I thought it was from Feast.
Was it? Was it Feast? Yeah,
because I remember getting one when I was on. I think a Hyperion. I actually gave it to Riss at one point.
Wow.
Maybe. Yeah.
Feast 2016, so maybe Feast, yeah. Because someone said that there's a 1% drop rate 7 years ago set from Resisto M on Reddit.
Yeah,
I think it was Feast. Reddit. All I know is I sold mine for millions. I think I sold it for like 5 million gil.
Millions.
Yeah, that's how I used to make all my gil. I think on Primal they went to like 2 mil at one point.
Yeah, I made my gil by bumping into people and then getting gil. That's how I've made my gil over the years.
Fast hands.
No, it's weird. On Primal, it was someone in my FC was leaving the game, and they wanted to give away their gil because they weren't coming back. So I wasn't paying attention. I was watching YouTube at the time. And I found out they were doing a hide and seek, and they said that whoever finds them first, they're just going to give them the gil. Well, I'm looking at YouTube on the other screen and running around on the other screen because I'm not paying attention like I do 90% of the time I'm playing the game. And I just walk into them, and they're like traded me 30 million gil. I'm like, what's going on? I'm confused.
Oh my god.
And they're like, oh yeah, I'm leaving. Nice. I'm like, oh, okay.
Okay, bye.
But why?
I guess.
I also had a friend quitting for me everything.
And then on Aether, Vegan Pete decided as a challenge for Shadowbringers, Endwalker, I think it was actually Endwalker, that he would give away all his money. So if you were watching his stream, twitch.tv/Heels I Tank at the time, he had a wheel that he would spin, and anytime it landed on your name, he gave you 1 million gil. Or he went and found random people in Limsa to give 1 million gil to if it landed on a question mark. So
he kept trying so hard and no one would take the money.
Oh yeah, that was so bad. Like he kept running up to Green, because the whole point was to give Greenleafs money so that they could start the game, with gil. They would just run away from him from the trade. But he would try and give them 1 million gil and they would just run off.
But, it's like a big butch guy with like nothing but like dungarees on with a giant green afro chasing you down, looking like a giant bit of broccoli, trying to give you gil. It's like the best thing.
He was doing it for like 2 hours, trying to just run and give people gil, and everyone was just running away.
It was great to watch.
We miss you, Shields, I Tank.
I got given 250k on stream by a random bunny boy when I was at Lalafell. That was weird. So yeah. Right, we have another question. Where's the other question?
Okay. I've heard the new map for Shatter. What are your thoughts? I'm hearing a lot of people disliking the change of the map and / gameplay style. John.
To be honest with you, Chili, I haven't been able to get on a day that Shatter was on the rotation, so I don't have any experience with the new Shatter yet.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't
That's
have
okay.
anything prepared for that one. I worked quite a bit during my work week, so
No
I
worries.
just haven't been able to get a chance to get on that map yet. I know Brian's tried it though.
Brian, thoughts?
So far I am not liking it. The ice spawn very quickly, so it turns into a lot of like PvE. You're just fighting the ice over and over. But Frontline's changes overall, like when it comes to like they lowering mitigation on certain jobs and they changed the balance a little bit and the new UI, that stuff I do like.
Yeah, I agree. The new UI is really nice. And also, I learned from
Yeah.
Mioni's stream how to do it, but you can also like add job icons to the titles of people, which I find is nice. I found that's a thing you can do, which is pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now that we've had a few PvP seasons, quite a few, since Feast has gone, do you still miss it, and do you think we'll ever see it come back, either as a competitive scene or just for casual stuff? Again, Brian.
Do I miss feasts? Yeah, I do like arenas. I feel like now if I want to do arena, I just have to do like WoW or something. But overall, I don't think it'll come back because Yoshi P said it will come back. And I think right now with the job balance, it wouldn't fit anyways. Like there's no like we don't have a dedicated healer and stuff like that. How would a arena work even?
I miss healing PvP. I had so much fun. I would run around. I had hit every button macroed so that I could target people for burns so much easier. I missed that. I had repose macroed 6 times. I had misery also that many times. So that way, when someone in the chat said, "Okay, target white mage," okay, that's number 3. Then I can press the 3rd macro and target them instantly without having to scroll down. Such good times. John, thoughts on if Feast would come back?
No, I don't think it will come back. I would like to see an arena. I would like to see like a 3v3 or something, but I don't think that they're going to add it, at least not in the foreseeable future. I don't think that unless something really crazy happens and like people start doing more of the arena style CC custom matches where no one pushes the crystal and it's just they're basically playing by their own.
Wait, that's supposed to be
rules.
A custom match? I thought that was just queuing up to casual mode.
it would fool you, wouldn't it? But yeah, I don't see them adding it in. I think that they're going to stick with Crystalline Conflict for a while, like they did with Feast. And I think that Crystalline Conflict will have a little bit longer lifespan than the Feast, just because it is more accessible to new players than the Feast was, with the lighter kits and less intense tactical requirements to win and succeed. I think that Crystalline Conflict is what they're going to stick with for any type of ranked or small team PvP, just because it's easier for casuals.
Okay. So before we start wrapping things up, Brian, for the future of PvP, let's just go crazy. What kind of mode would you like to see added, or what would you like content-wise added for Final Fantasy XIV's PvP?
Well, since the Blue Mage Battle Royale was teased, I honestly want it as a reality.
I know, right?
I don't know how far into dev time they took onto it, but like I think it would be a really cool, fun thing, and give Blue Mage some life at the same time, because Blue Mage is just like dead in this game for the most part until like next patch. Other than that, like as for like CC and stuff, I do hope they continue tournaments. They're doing like the FanFest tournament, and I hope they just keep doing tournaments after that as well, hopefully.
And if you are going to be a team, are you going to be trying out? Like, you going to be like trying to get some money, trying to get some like cup, get some dubs?
You want the tea here? The tea is, I'm the commentator.
Yay! You heard it here first,
Yeah.
I think, maybe.
It's not been announced. It's not been
You sure
announced.
you sure you said it here?
No, it hasn't been announced, but it's public because the people who are competing already know.
Oh, okay. Whew.
Yeah.
I don't want to get us and you into
Yeah.
trouble.
You're
Look, I might have a poop pack next to me, but a little poop just popped out.
I actually talked about it on my stream like once or twice.
Yeah, I'll put
I'm
my
just
poop
waiting.
hat on. I'm just there. We go. That way, I've got.
I'm waiting until like they do like the official announcement to really talk about it more.
I
But-
was so close to just ending
Yeah.
stream, deleting VOD.
Now I'm like, shit. I'm gonna have to cut this out of the recording or something. I'll have to edit.
It's pretty exciting though. I'm really happy for Brian.
I mean,
It's gonna be good.
I'm really excited for it. I wish that I could have been able to go, but I'll be watching him live on stream.
I'll be there going. I've chatted with that person before. He is amazing. I know them. I know him.
Give
I'll
me
go.
his
I'll
autograph.
go on the road. I'll go out the street. Go. I know that person. And everyone will look at me.
Give me his autograph.
I
Because
mean,
they're doing an NA1, an EU1, and a JP one, right? But the
Correct.
only ones
Yeah.
that have been announced right now has been the NA one, right?
well, yeah,
Correct,
because
yeah.
it'd be a bit weird to announce the EU one when the EU one's in October.
Yeah,
So-
so for Japan, because Japan's like next year.
Yeah, Japan is January, I think.
Something
Yeah,
like
so-
that.
Something like
Yeah.
that.
If anyone wants to fly me out to Japan for my birthday for FanFest,
Honestly, I really wanted to go to the Japan one as well.
I mean, Chile. Apparently, people want us to do a subathon, so maybe that money goes towards.
we're
Sending
not
you
making
off
that
to
much money
Japan.
from a subathon pool. At best, we're going to get
I don't
two
know what the
sandwiches.
fuck
Or
people, I don't know why the fuck people want a subathon. The fuck do you think? we are?
at best, we're going to get a
Wait.
sandwich or two.
Wait, Brian. Brian's got good viewers.
Yeah, go check
Oh
out
my
Brian
gosh.
Ricardo's streams.
Subathons are even a struggle for me, y'all. Don't let that cat fool you.
Go check out Brian Ricardo's streams. They're much better, much more organized, and
Nah.
they're cool. He's just cool overall.
Yeah, and you get to look at a good-looking bun, like
Yeah, it's win-win.
a good-looking man. It's
What?
hard to watch.
Yeah, it's win-win.
Did you guys
Win-win
happen,
situation.
did you guys happen to see his spicy TikTok?
No, I haven't.
Please send
Is it
in
like-
DMs.
Is it locked behind? Is it behind a secret Patreon tier? The spicy
No, it's
tier.
not. It's free thirst trapping. Yay!
Yeah,
Yay.
yeah. Well, you know what? Talk about spicy stuff. This Friday, tune in for Jeff's new outfit. It's quite spicy. So yeah, my for anyone that doesn't know, Jeff is our producer, who is a seagull, and I have a PNG tube of Jeff, and I have commissioned our wonderful artist to make a new outfit for him for summer. So tune in tomorrow where Jeff has his new outfit.
Sounds good.
You know what? I'm going to put in the show stuff. I'm going to let our guests see the outfit early.
Ooh.
There we go.
And I want to see what. Don't say exactly what it is, but I want to hear your thoughts. Okay.
Okay.
I have to remember where. There it is.
Remember where I put it?
Meanwhile, let me give John his flowers. John. Oh my god! This is cute.
That is pretty cute. I like that.
Yeah, he will be debuting tomorrow. So
Well, whatever. Make sure you give your artist a big pat on the back for that, because that's really good. That's classy. I like it.
yeah.
PNG tuber, you said, right? So it's gonna move.
Yeah. It'll
Yeah,
move.
it does like a little screaming face whenever Chili
Yeah.
talks. It's pretty funny.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. Here you go. Its hat moves.
Like his hat pops up and he screams. Yeah, there it is.
There you go.
Even if you're talking peacefully, it just goes like
yeah. Please enjoy tomorrow on stream.
That's a
Well, we'll-
good one. The people will love it.
Yeah. So,
John,
Yeah.
what's gonna happening today in CC Roulette? Like,
Oh, what's
what's the
happening in
meme
CC
comps?
today?
I'm so curious about everything.
Oh, we don't have meme comps planned. I think we're just gonna let people be creative like we did the first few shows. That actually, one thing that I've realized, like aside from you saying all summoner, like it's been hard to wrangle people into the compositions because people come on alts and they may not have every job unlocked. You know what I mean? So like aside from that, and like when the one team decided on their own to do all white mages, like it's been kind of difficult to wrangle people up. That's why I ended up playing in the last one that we did, because we couldn't find enough warriors.
The warrior ended up working out though.
I really need to turn up more. I feel bad.
No, you come out all the time, Daddy Chili.
I was there
Always
once.
A pleasure having you.
I've been there once.
I want that as a fucking sound clip now. So people can play
Well,
that.
that's his in-game name, though. Right?
I know it is.
Reminds me of yesterday when I was streaming and we went into Alliance raid and someone was called Princess Snuggle Bunny and they're like, "Who should I give dance partner to?" I'm like, "Me, sure."
Give it to
even
Daddy.
I'm a sage, and she's like, "Yes,
Give
Daddy."
it to Daddy. Oh, that's so funny.
It's so great.
Yeah, so-
I love cutscenes with the name Daddy Chili. Thank you again to the person who had me name myself Daddy Chili. So.
Oh, thank you for the shout out.
Thank you. Yeah, I think Revival Roulette is such a good thing for the community in so many ways. For like the practicing and commentary, for getting people to like do something other than solo queue. So yeah, I'm really happy that you made that. You went along with it, and it's still going pretty strong.
Yeah, well, a big thanks to you for helping me with it. Obviously.
What service is
And
on, by the way?
Primal. Is
Wrong.
that correct?
No,
Rival.
No, Aether.
no,
Wrong,
man. It's Sunny
Crystal?
Diabolos. Sunny
Oh, that's it,
Diabolos
yeah.
on Crystal. We're the
Yeah,
stars.
I'm thinking-
wrong.
Damn it.
Yeah.
All I know is I
I'm
have to
I'm
jump
a
servers
crystal
normally.
native. I'm a crystal native. I'm a crystallian.
I feel sorry for you. I mean, never mind.
I feel sorry for me too. No, it's fine. That's valid. That's valid. Crystal needs help. We need
I'm
you all-
actually kidding.
we need you all to pray and rebuke the devil to help Crystal out.
You say that, but I jump to Crystal so I can raid. So
Crystal's fine.
As far as
straight up
Crystal,
memeing.
Crystal's fine. Yeah, we're just making jokes. Yeah, there's kind of like a joke that Crystal is, Balmung's, ERP home. So that's,
Yeah.
I spent all my money at Balmung. So yes.
Yeah, I know. I heard about that.
It's why I can't go to Balmung for too long because I end up broke. I've spent like 10 million gil there.
Jeez.
Well, I
Ooh,
just
boy.
I just go up to people, give them money, and run off just to see how they respond.
That's a
So,
dangerous game to play on Balmung, friend.
It is. It's great.
That's a dangerous game. You're gonna get yourself into the dark underbelly.
Into the dark pits.
The quicksand mafia will get you. But yeah, just to kind of follow up with what Brian said, like that's the idea, is to get extra, to get more people to come out and do stuff other than casual queue, and maybe increase people's comfortability with team play. And it's like one thing that a lot of, if not all of the content creators that focus on PvP is that we all kind of share, a desire to grow the community and welcome new players into it. PvP can be kind of intimidating to new players. I know that in my case, it was intimidating for me to get into, similar to, savage raiding or ultimate raiding. Like, it can be very intimidating. You don't want to look bad in front of other people. You don't want to have other people, be mean to you or anything like that. So, we try to do what we can to make it a more welcoming, fun experience. And that was kind of the whole idea behind Crystalline Conflict Roulette. And it's been working out, which is good. We want more people to come out and play.
Do you do stuff on the weekend?
I don't personally, but there's something PvP related almost every single night of the week.
Okay.
Revival is a hub for the most part for PvP. So a lot of people meet there for to get information on upcoming events. They do a lot. PV Primal is another Discord that does a lot of events, and then there's if you go into either of those, they also have links to the other Discords that kind of specialize in different things. For instance, we try to plug a Discord called CC Madness quite a bit, because CC Madness does custom matches for established teams that want to practice, for all of the private tournaments that we've been having over the past year, as well as the official tournament. Argo also does high level scrims. So there's something almost every night of the week, whether it's a Rival Wings event or a CC event. So there's always something going on.
Right.
That's pretty cool. I'm a drencher force over going over to NA. I am an EU boy after all. I do spend my life on EU.
Mm-hmm. Revival does have EU channels, and they just had a switch over in the staff member that's working on it, but they do have a Rival Wings coordinator. So
I may check them out.
Yeah, I play
If you
EU a
wanna-
ton too. I like that community a lot.
I only play NA.
Oh, chilly. It's hard to do.
But yeah, EU does have a pretty good community. I've gotten to know some of the people through our stream team, our PvP stream team. So they do have a good PvP community.
They're funny. All I can think about is like all the
funny.
memes, like the YouTube videos, the gifs and stuff.
Yeah, Brian getting tagged in the drama YouTube videos.
Who doesn't love some of that? Good old drama. Apparently, that's all we care for. Drama.
It's all about drama. Our guests next episode will be dramarific, and I'm excited. I'm excited for the drama we bring next episode. I am looking forward for the drama, because I'm sure, I don't know if you've heard of them, but no, Snark.
Fuck no, I know Pyromancer on it.
I would rather cancel the podcast than as soon as have him on. I'm sorry.
Who it is, or is this a sneak peek, or what?
We've got Sausage Roll on.
Oh, right on.
Yeah.
Big ups to Sausage Roll. We love sausage.
So,
well, I love sausage roll.
I do love a good sausage.
So we've got Sausage Roll on the podcast too. They help people do ultimates and stuff like that. So we will have them on the show.
Actually, I fully support Sausage Roll. He's doing the Lord's work.
I just know there was quite a lot of a lot of
people were upset that people were getting taught how to raid for some reason.
Yeah, how dare they be taught buttons and video games and strats?
Yes, Snark in chat. Sauce Legend, by the way.
Look, one of my characters is called One of my characters is called Sausage McContent. So I would love to have the title Sausage Legend. So
Sausage Legend.
Sausage McContent would wear Sausage Legend with proud. Pride.
Yeah, Snark. I just made it back. A pyromancer. So people were laughing. Did you say that you have pyromancer coming on?
No.
No, no,
No.
no. Why would no?
That's what I was.
Nah.
I was
Hey!
like, oh my god, are you guys gonna touch the stove or what?
No, I'll just let Zeno have him. Yeah, I let Zeno do all that shit.
We're not big
I ain't
enough.
touching Pyromancer.
We're not big enough to have pyromancer,
Well,
which is good. I never. If that means we never get to be big, I'm happy. I'm good with that. If not
you
big,
can't
if
keep
not
up free viewers. You're not allowed an opinion.
if not growing
Yeah.
means that we don't get pyromancer on the show, I'm gonna take that monkey's paw.
well, you have more than 5 viewers right now, so you qualify for your opinions.
Yes, opinions. I can have
Oh
opinions.
my god.
Nobody wants my opinions. Nobody.
The only color should be green. That's my opinion.
We're all Lalafels in our hearts. That's my opinion.
Okay, so we are going to be wrapping up soon because it is getting rather late, and
Yeah,
I'm
it
getting
is getting
tired.
late.
So we do have some stuff. So obviously, who wants to start? Because we also need shout outs. We need where they can find you. So shall we? Ooh, let's go with John first. Where can they find you, and what shout outs do you have?
Well, thank you guys for the shout out on the Twitch chat. I appreciate that. That's my Twitch link. My Twitter link is on screen. It's the same thing, just with an extra underscore because somebody else had nabbed up the one without. But shout outs. Let's see. Shout out to Snark in the chat. Really awesome dude. Love him. He's on the PvP stream team too. Give a shout out to them as well because everybody on that team puts out great content. And since Brian started that team, I've actually made a good number of friends with the people in it. It's a good group of people. Everybody's really creative too.
Yeah, I'm happy about that. No drama, nothing.
Yeah, everybody vibes pretty well. It's good. Yeah, like Snark says, the homies are so cool.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Kiss your homies good night,
Yeah. You always kiss the homies goodnight because if you're not, you're fucking up.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's my shout out. Thank you guys again for having me on. It was a good time. Had me laughing.
That's what we aim to do.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Leave them laughing, me and Grandpappy always used to say. Leave them laughing. And now we have the one, the only, the true PvP king. Brian Ricardo, where can they find you and what shout outs do you have?
I'll never get accustomed to that title. Yo.
PvP king.
My liege.
Shout outs would be my Twitch. Probably I think that's the best place to find me generally. Twitch.tv/Brian Ricardo. For social media, I'm on Twitter a lot. My Twitter is at Brian Ricardos with an S at the end. Other than that, just look forward to the Crystal Conflict tournament coming up at FanFest. I hope it'll be great for you guys to watch. And yeah.
Nice. Sweet, simple. Nice. Now, before we do sign out, we do have a wee bit of an upset along the Moogle Go Round line. So we are at war, me and Chili. We are at war with each other because Chili's raid leader offered me a challenge to basically verse him in a raid-off. Team versus team. Team DC versus team, I think was DI. I think that's what we called it. And there will be a forfeit either me, Raph, or Chili will have to do. Whoever beats P12S first wins. And there will be rewards. I do need to get Raph and Chili into a call where we stipulate the rewards on a later date. But that is a thing that is happening this time, which is going to be fun because I've never been at war with a co-host before. This is great. But yes, it is a raid-off. Because honestly, we both have handicaps. One, I have a person who plays from South Africa, so they do get the old power cuts quite a lot because of their South African government. And Chile, I think sometimes you do lose people every now and then.
Yeah, we lose them often.
So
I blame
so
myself.
this should be pretty fun. So that should be
There's,
pretty fun.
there's a reason why I shut up during raids, because nobody wants me talking about raid mechanics, because we all know that I cannot do raid mechanics because my raid mechanics makes no sense to anyone but me. And we all know this.
It's going to be good because actually me and Chile are both healing. This is my first tier healing. So I haven't healed since Stormblood sent help. And so it's going to be fun. Let's see who gets it. And then there'll be like either a forfeit or someone will... I have a pretty good idea. I don't know if Chile and Wrath will like the idea, but we shall see when I get them into a call probably later this week.
Why does that sound threatening? Why am I friend?
When I get them into a call.
Why is it always me? It's going to be me, isn't it? We're going to lose. It's going to be me doing something again. It's always me.
Well, no, because you're on Wrath's team because you're raiding with Wrath.
Yeah.
So if you win, it'll be on me. But if I win, it'll
watch
be
it
on
somehow. Watch it somehow still be me. I don't know how. I don't know why. But anyway, I'm looking forward to whatever happens with whatever we do. Good luck with the raid tier. And good luck anyone, by the way, who's doing Savage. I hope it's going well. We got to, I think, 60% of P9S. So on our first. Weekend. Yeah.
Good job. I haven't touched it.
And we even we had to pug a tank because the tank we normally had was late. So, but still. Thank you to everyone that joined us today. I hope you all had fun. It's been a fun PvP episode. We'll be back in a couple of weeks to probably talk about Savage and Ultimate with Sausage. I'm excited for that. So yeah, thank you everyone. This has been Moogle Go Round episode 170. Yes. Oh god, that means we're 30 away from 200. I mean, that's still a long way away, but still, I just thought about that. Oh god.
Big numbers.
Yeah. I feel like we only did 150 recently. And God.
Technically, it was 20 episodes ago.
Yeah.
Technically.
Mm-hmm.
But still, anyway.
Remember, we do these, like, was it twice
every
a month?
2 weeks. So. Yeah. So, until then, bye, everyone. Bye.
Remember, follow us on Twitter, ever these places.
All these places. Have those as well.
Queue up ranked.
Yeah, queue up ranked. Yeah. Follow us on Twitter, MG at Moogle Go Round Radio, and also then email us if you want at mooglegoraundradio@gmail.com. Also remember to like and subscribe on Spotify, because for some reason Wobbsy said that Spotify recommended us after it was listening to Final Fantasy 14 remixes, and it recommended us for some reason. So thanks, Spotify. Yeah, did you know that
Spotify?
Did you know that you listen to a lot of Final Fantasy remixes, you get recommended Moogle Go Round Radio by Spotify? So thanks, Spotify. I didn't know that was a thing that happened. So thank you.
Right. Well, now you do.
Until the next time where I say we're back again, this has been Moogle Go Round Radio. Bye.
And we'll be back again.